So guys, this is the south, well, the west facing side of the building. This is the side closest to the Heroes Highway. As you can see, they've taken down the wall. That's what I noticed. So now you can see the building much more clearly because there's this huge wall that would, in the past, prevent us from seeing construction site. So that wall has been removed, and now you can get a fairly good look at the construction site. Now you can see there's a ground floor that has been covered in some kind of beige or brown material. Don't know if that is paint or a tile. That's the ground floor, and above the ground floor there are 3 floors. So it's a 4-story building. So you see, there are 4 floors. I can't tell if this is this is the front end, that is the end of the building facing Heroes Highway. I can't tell if that is a auditorium or a parking garage, or so the floors seem to be fairly open, wide open. But because of the air conditioning units that I can see those are air conditioning units. I can't tell if that is the exterior of the building and whether this therefore will be open. Right, this part of the building would be open and become some kind of balcony. Right, I can't tell if we're looking at balconies or whether they will enclose that and make it some kind of common lobby area in the upper flats of the building. But that's what it looks like from Heroes Highway. It's still very large, quite massive. It's not tall, it's only 4 stories tall, but it has a large footprint. Next door is the Sheriff International Mall. It's coming soon. That looks small compared to the massive 4 Points Hotel next door. It's good that they've removed the wall that we can see on the inside. We can see behind. Right, we can see behind the wall. And we can see how massive the building is. That next door is that building next door is going to be the headquarters of Guyana Housing Authority. It's going to be located next door. Initially it was one of Sheriff's buildings, Sheriff's Hospital. That's been converted into a government building. So this is what we can see now of the 4 Points Hotel. So that's what the 4 Points Hotel looks like today on the 27th day of March as we walk along Heroes Highway. This is, of course, 7 a.m. traffic on Heroes Highway, sunrises. These are the new developments. Here, there are warehouses being built on both sides of the highway. This one was warehouse that is facing David Rose Street here in Houston. And sheriff construction vehicles lined up on a piece of land here. I think the sheriff is going to build a hotel or a shopping center, which I suppose this is their shopping center, Sheriff's International Mall. This is rather small. They were also going to build a hospital. I'm assuming that this building was what was supposed to be Sheriff Hospital, but they've converted into a government building. The government of Guyana has decided to either lease or rent this building from, or maybe they purchased, I don't know, the arrangement. They seem to have a very close relationship with the government of Guyana. So this building is now going to be the headquarters of the Ministry of Housing. And behind it, of course, is the Guyana Water Authority building. Currently, Housing and Water are in the same Ministry of Housing and Water. So this is going to be the Ministry of Housing, and behind it, the Water Authority. But this gives us a different angle to see the 4 Points Hotel. That's 4 Points by Sheraton Hotel. See it behind this Sheriff Mall. It's unfortunate that the Sheriff Mall is located so close to this hotel, and therefore will prevent you from the views, but hopefully it will also provide some kind of soundproofing, right? So maybe it will eventually provide some kind of soundproofing shield, kind of a sound shield for the hotel. But this is what's happening here, guys. This is what's happening on Heroes Highway. It is a Thursday morning in March 27th. It's spring in the temperatures. But of course, we don't have 4 seasons down here, so it's the same all year round. We're in a dry spell, so we tend to have dry weather from January to April or May. And then we get rain May, June, and July. And then it gets dry again in September, July, August, and September. And then we should get rain again in November and December. But that's the cycle here. That's looking west of Heroes Highway. You can see a lot of land development happening. And on the east side of the highway, that's a warehouse. We can now see the Guyana Water Authority building. So that's the Guyana Water Authority building. Behind housing. So like I said, these buildings were once sheriff, being built for sheriff, the sheriff group, and now they are government buildings. What else has happened on Heroes Highway since the last time we were here? This warehouse seems to have been completed. This is a large warehouse building here on Heroes Highway at Houston. That seems to have been completed. Don't know what they're doing over there. Deepwater, they have a warehouse building there too as well. That warehouse building is part of the oil and gas industry. They're contractors for ExxonMobil, providing shore-based shore-based services. This is Genie Equip, which is the machinery rental company. They rent heavy machinery, and of course, there is this new warehouse building that's being constructed here at the corner of Heroes Highway and the road to MacDoom. But this is the traffic coming off of the East Bank, traffic heading into Georgetown on a Thursday morning. It is quite heavy now, it's about 7. So it's the beginning of the weekday morning rush hour traffic heading into Georgetown from the East Bank. You're gonna have the same volume of traffic heading into Georgetown from the East Coast. And all that traffic converges in downtown Georgetown to create traffic congestion for the entire day. So there's gonna have to be some kind of traffic regulation for the city in future. And it's one of the reasons why